Good morning, I'm Craig Negrelli. It's Monday, December 16th, 2024, and these are your Unbiased Updates. Calls for Homeland Security to get involved in the identification of the onslaught of drones seen night after night in New Jersey and New York. Who's demanding more answers and the technology that will likely be used. And a multi-million-dollar settlement involving ABC News and President-elect Donald Trump. What the network's top political host said about Trump that has now led to a big payment and an apology.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world, these are today's Unbiased Updates.
This morning, with the troubling number of drone sightings in New Jersey, New York, and other parts of the eastern United States growing, so are the questions. And lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are demanding answers. For weeks, the drones have mostly been seen in the Garden State and New York metropolitan area. But now they are showing up in the skies elsewhere. U.S. security officials believe the drones do not appear to be the work of a foreign adversary and say they should not be considered a public safety threat. However, the drones are still causing concern. On Sunday, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer called for the Department of Homeland Security to do more to deal with the drones, including deploying drone tracking technology to identify them and their operators.
It's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's a drone. And when it comes to drones, people in the New York area and all across the country have more questions than answers. The question is, why haven't the federal authorities detected them yet? But now we're pushing them to get this done quickly because it's been too long where there have been no answers.
Speaking on ABC's This Week, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas confirmed the federal government has deployed additional resources, personnel, and technology to assist the New Jersey State Police in addressing the drone sightings. And he echoed statements from federal agencies during a Saturday press call that other aircraft are being mistaken for drones.
Some of those drone sightings are, in fact, drones. Some are manned aircraft that are commonly mistaken for drones. And we do see duplicative reporting. But there's no question that drones are being sighted.
Florida Republican Congressman Mike Waltz, picked by President-elect Donald Trump to be National Security Advisor, told CBS News the lack of answers shows a lapse in authority between local law enforcement and federal agencies.
Well, I think what the drone issue points out are kind of gaps in our agencies, gaps in our authorities between the Department of Homeland Security, local law enforcement, the Defense Department. I think Americans are finding it hard to believe. We can't figure out where these are coming from. And I can tell you from the Defense Department standpoint, they're focused on bombers and cruise missiles, and it's pointing to gaps in our capabilities and our ability to clamp down on what's going on here. And we need to get to the bottom of it. And I think the Biden administration is working to do that.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul said the federal government has agreed to deploy state-of-the-art drone detection systems in the state. This comes after a drone caused Stewart International Airport in West Windsor, New York, to shut down for about an hour on Friday night. Meantime, in Boston, 2 men were arrested over the weekend, accused of flying a drone too close to Logan International Airport. When confronted, the men ran, but investigators caught them. A third man is still being sought. On Saturday, it was announced ABC News and its top political host, George Stephanopoulos, reached a settlement with Donald Trump in a defamation suit. The lawsuit pertained to comments Stephanopoulos repeatedly made on his Sunday show This Week about the E. Jean Carroll lawsuit, in which Stephanopoulos said Trump was found liable for rape. Last year, a civil jury ruled Trump sexually abused and defamed her, but found Trump not liable for rape. ABC has agreed to contribute $15 million to Trump's future presidential library, and the network must issue a public apology, which will appear as an editor's note on its website. Also Saturday, the president-elect attended the 125th annual Army-Navy football game. He was joined by allies, including Vice President-elect J.D. Vance, Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth, Trump's pick for Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, who served in Iraq, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who spent time in the U.S. Navy. Marine vet Daniel Penny, who was acquitted of negligent homicide charges last week, also joined the group as Vance's personal guest. In Washington on Sunday, President Biden urged Democrats to, quote, stay engaged as he and Vice President Kamala Harris made an appearance at the Democratic National Convention's holiday reception. They both thanked party members for all they did for Harris's presidential campaign and Biden's presidency over the past 4 years. Biden highlighted some of what he says are his biggest accomplishments, such as the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill and the 2022 CHIPS and Science Act, which aim to boost semiconductor manufacturing in the United States.
The one thing I've always believed about public service, and especially about the presidency, is the importance of asking yourself, have we left the country better shape than we found it? Today, I can say with every fiber of my being, with all my heart, the answer to that question is a resounding yes. Yes.
Biden also said he intends to remain engaged in party politics once he leaves office in just over a month. He also predicted Harris would remain a central figure in the party's future. Across the globe, in South Korea, the country's constitutional court has begun reviewing the impeachment of President Yoon Suk Yeol over his martial law attempt. The court is set to hold its first public hearing on December 27th and has up to 6 months to decide whether to remove Yoon from office or to reinstate him. Meantime, a joint team of investigators from the police, the defense ministry, and an anti-corruption agency are planning to call Yoon in for questioning on Wednesday. Today, the team tried to issue a summons for his appearance to officials at Yoon's office and residence, but they refused to accept it. It was anything but a marvelous debut for the latest superhero movie from Sony. Kraven the Hunter brought in $11 million in its opening weekend, making it the worst of any Sony Marvel superhero film behind February's Madam Web, which earned $15.3 million. Kraven came in at number 3 at the box office behind blockbusters Moana 2 and Wicked. This, however, is not the end of the line for Sony's Marvel movies, as another animated Spider-Verse picture is in production, and a 4th Spider-Man film starring Tom Holland is set to begin filming next year. That one is in partnership with Marvel Studios. Finally this morning, in case you missed it over the weekend, college football history was made at the Downtown Athletic Club in New York. Colorado's two-way star, Travis Hunter, won the 90th Heisman Trophy on Saturday night. In doing so, the 21-year-old wide receiver and cornerback under Coach Deion Sanders became only the second Buffaloes player and the second full-time defensive player ever to claim the prize. It also marked only the 5th time this century a quarterback did not win. In addition to the Heisman, last week Hunter became the first player in history to win the Bednarik Award as the nation's best defensive player and the Biletnikoff Award as the nation's most outstanding receiver. He was also named AP College Football Player of the Year. Next up, Colorado is headed to the Alamo Bowl on December 28th. Hunter has pledged to play the game before he's expected to become a top pick in the upcoming NFL Draft. The guy is a fantastic talent, should do great in the NFL. Those are your unbiased updates for this Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Craig DeGrally. Have a great day.